AskReddit by Krebs to 10,000. What is an addiction people might not realize they have? Doom scrolling. I did it so much during the pandemic and it took me a while to break myself out of it. Misery. Drama. The spikes become normal to the brain, so those in toxic relationships, for example, crave those dysfunctional patterns. They crave the rush of the fights and the drama. They pull it from around them without even noticing it. Misery loves company is not just a saying. It's science. My home life as a child was so awful I developed BPD. It took me years to realize the reason why therapy wasn't working was because I was hooked on the pain. Without it, I had no concept of who I was. I needed it to have an identity. Shopping is a big one. This is a big one, and I think a lot of us are shopping even when we're not spending money. Looking at products online, putting stuff onto wish lists, browsing aisles at Target, asking people in conversation where they got whatever. I'm trying to be more cognizant of this because I resent that I'm going through life in total consumer mode. Anger. I think addiction to anger is the primary force being weaponized against our entire culture right now. Ragebait posts are definitely on the rise everywhere on Reddit. Validation. I'm not addicted, I just like having it and it's the only thing that motivates me. Stress. I'm convinced some people create stress in their life BC they are addicted to it. Yes. Like the brain craving homeostasis and doesn't know what not stressed looks like, so situations are created to return to normal. Sugar addiction. Yeah, but Tim Tams. Soda. It's wild how many people drink soda like it is water. I work at a restaurant and people be drinking soda every day throughout their shift. It tastes nice, but the amount of sugar in soda is absolutely absurd. Just not worth it so I rarely drink it. If I'm gonna consume that much sugar, I'll get some sweets instead. Phone addiction. Yeah, no, I'm fully aware. I just haven't found a suitable replacement. Procrastination. It's so much easier to say fuck it, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you still don't do it. Such a terrible habit. It definitely is. There's also that other side where instead of saying I'll do X tomorrow, you say to yourself it doesn't matter if do X today. One day won't make a difference. I'll stop doing X tomorrow, and I have struggled with that one for a while. Why not eat this entire pizza by myself today? I mean, I'm doing it once a week every last couple months, so it doesn't matter. I can quit next week. I had to realize that each step is just as important as the last one and next one so that I could stop sabotaging myself. Caffeine and sugar are two big ones. Mostly caffeine though. Millions of people in the US depend on coffee throughout their day. I'd say people know they are addicted to caffeine. It's hard not to realize this given the withdrawal symptoms. However, for most people it's just a who cares if I'm addicted kind of thing. It's not like there's substantial evidence that caffeine is bad for you. If anything, there's a significant amount of evidence that a moderate amount of caffeine is actually beneficial for the average person. Instant gratification. This one definitely ties into a shopping addiction too. Addiction to other people's lives. We're constantly flooded with media on people we don't even know, never met. Yet, we invest so much time interacting with them and having a false sense of reality, seeing only what they show. Humans are so much more complex than the image that's presented to us online. We should look around our own reality before trying to make sense of a stranger's. How about when you get a rare chance to meet up with friends and realize that the main topic of conversation is other people? Drama and or self-sabotage addiction. Daydreaming. I do it constantly and can't stop. It literally takes up hours out of my day. It's so difficult to live in the present. I've been doing mindfulness meditation for over a month and I'm seeing slightly positive changes, but for now I'm still very much living in the past and future. Noise. Wow, that's such an interesting take. This is so true. There's cultures based entirely on this lol. Some cultures think if there's no noise there's no life. Latin American. While others embrace silence. Germans invented earplugs lol. Complaining. Guilty, Your Honor. Lock me up. I dabbled in it once or twice and before I knew what happened, I found myself as an adult, with a career, responsibilities, and all sorts of adulting happening around me. Ever since I've been roiled in addiction. I can't stop. A life sentence seems warranted. I'm not even sorry. Hitting the snooze button too many times. Take my vote. I purposely set my alarm earlier so I can snooze longer. It is the dumbest thing, and I know it isn't helpful. Fear. For example, people who watch certain news shows and/or who doom scroll excessively. Validation. Sympathy. For example, people who get caught in a victim loop. Interesting fact, I know people who are relaxed by scary horror movies. It is so weird because I get overwhelmed and stressed out and they're just like, oh, yeah, jump scare. Saw that coming. Porn. Reddit hates hearing this. Social media. Green. You can say you smoke medicinally, but if anyone can't remember the last time they've seen you sober, either you've got a bigger problem than you think you're treating, or you're hiding from something you desperately need to face. The strange thing is when someone's functional in their life as a weed addict, but still denies the addiction. Like, bro, I'm addicted to nicotine and caffeine and I can be honest about it. I'm not judging you, you're doing fine. Just be honest to yourself. Alcohol. Many people are alcoholics and won't realize. Just because you don't get drunk every day doesn't mean you're not an alcoholic. I used to go back and forth wondering this when I was in my 20s. I don't really drink anymore because it always feels like an inconvenient time to maybe be hungover the next day. But I still can't just have 1 or 2 drinks at a gathering or with a meal. If someone offers me a drink I have to explain it doesn't work that way. I can have no beers just fine, but if I have one, I'm gonna have to have 15 more. Reddit haha. Gaming, particularly MMOs. Cries in 10,000 hours of RuneScape. Work. Addiction to a person or a toxic relationship. Comfort. So many of us are addicted to be in a comfortable place rather than growing and getting out of our comfort zone. Guilty. If I feel I'm not at 100%, which is all the time, then I must rest, relax, recharge even though it's not charging me. Workout addiction. Good ole body dysmorphia we didn't know we had until we developed an unhealthy habit of working out. Giving unsolicited advice.